Hey my dear lovely students, a very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all in today's video class of decimals. In the last class we studied about introduction to decimals and what were like decimals, unlike decimals and many more. In today's class we will be discussing two important topics from decimal chapter, that is conversion of a decimal into fraction and conversion of a fraction into decimal, and apart from this we will study many examples from these two related topics. So let's start our today's class, and do remember to complete all your assignments on time and show me. Thank you all. Let's get straight into our today's video. Thank you. So let's start on with method of converting a decimal into fraction. Method of converting a decimal into fraction. So we will start on with steps. So what is step 1? Write the given decimal given decimal without the decimal point as the numerator of the fraction. Step 2. In the denominator write 1 followed by as many zeros as there are decimal places in the given decimal. Step 3. Reduce the above fraction to the simplest form. Let's understand this. What is the step 1? First of all, we will write the decimal without the decimal point as the numerator of fraction. We will write the decimal without the decimal point, that is by removing the decimal in the form of power of 10, as I taught you in the first video. We will write the decimal without the decimal point as the numerator of the fraction. What is step 2? In the denominator write 1 followed by as many zeros as there are decimal places. We will write denominator as 1 followed by as many zeros like 10, 100, 1000, and how we will get to know there? By the decimal places we had in the decimal. What is step 3? After completing these two steps, we will convert the fraction into simplest form. Let us understand this with an example. it will be very clear. Example, we will look many examples, so watch the video till the end. Examples. Example first. I ask you 0.5. What will you say? We will write 0.5 as write the given decimal without decimal point, that is by removing decimal point as the numerator of the fraction. In the denominator, write 1 followed by as many zeros as there are decimal places in the given decimal. So we have 0.5. How can we write 0.5? This 5 is on the right side of decimal, so we have a decimal place of 1. And what does 1 imply? As 10th, or in which place it is? It is on the 10th place. What does 10th means? 1 by 10. And what we have in numerator? 5. What can we write? 5 by 10. 0.5 can be written as 5 by 10. Why? Because at the right side of decimal, that is in the decimal place, we had only one digit and one signify for 10, that is 5 by 10. And what will be the third step? Reduce the above fraction to the simplest form. 5 1 ja 5, 5 2 ja 10. What do we get? 1 by 2. This is our answer. Let's take other example. 0.24. How can we solve it? Point 24 can be written as 24 by 100. Why 100? Because on the right side of decimal point we had 2 digit and 2 signify for 100. That is 2 digit, we will write 20 followed by 1. 2 digits, we will write 20 followed by 1, or simply we can count the 1s, 10s, 100. I hope it is clear. 24 by 100. Now we will convert this into simplest form. We can divide it with any number. Let's start on with 4. 4 6 ja 24, 4 2 ja 8, remainder 2 0 20, 4 5 ja 26 by 25 is the required fraction. Let's take one more example. Example 3. 0.08. It can be written as 8 over 1 tens 100. Or on the right side of decimal place we had 2 zeros, so we'll write 2 0 followed by 1, 8 by 100. We can divide it using any numbers. Let's say 2 4, 4 2 ja 8, and 4 2 ja 8, remainder 2 0, 4 5 ja 20. 2 by 25 is the required fraction. Let's take one more example. 0.225. Same, we can write 0.225 as 225 by 1s, 10s, 100, 1000. Or we have 3 digits on the right side of decimal point, so we will write 30 followed by 1. That is 225 divided by 1000. We can divide it using 5. 5 4 ja 20, 5 5 ja 25, and 5 2 ja 10 followed by 20. Again we can divide it using 5. 5 9 ja 45 and 5 4 ja 20. By 40 is the required fraction. Let's take one more example. I ask you to solve 0.625. Take out your pens and copies and solve this particular question, and I am giving you 2 minutes of time. Quickly, everyone. I hope you all have solved it. Let's 0.625 can be written as 625 divided by ones, tens, hundred, thousand. Or simply we have 3 digits on the right side of decimal, so we will write 30 followed by 1. 625 divided by 1000. Now we can divide it using 5. 5 1 ja 5, remainder 1 to 12. 5 2 ja 10 and 5 5 ja 25. 5 2 ja 10, 00. Again we can divide it using 5. 5 2 ja 10, remainder 2, 25. 5 5 ja 25. With 5, 5 4 ja 20 and 0. Again we can divide it using 5. 5 5 ja 25 and 5 8 ja 5. 5 5 8 is the required fraction. I hope you all are getting it clearly. Let's see one more example. 0.075. Solve this question, my dear students. I am giving you 2 minutes of time. I hope you all have solved it. Let's see. 0.075 can be written as 75 by 1230 followed by 1. 75 by 1000. Ones, tens, hundred, thousand. 75 by 1000. We can redivide it using 25. 25 3 ja 75. 25 4 ja 100. We are left with 10. What will be the fraction? 3 upon 40. Let's take one more example. This will be the 7th example of today's question. Total we will see 10 questions, 10 examples. Let's solve 10.25. Now in all the above examples we were studying 0 on the left, that is whole number part on the left side of decimal place, but now we will study digit on the left side of decimal place. 10.25. How we can solve it? Very simple. The same step. 1025. We will write 1025. And how many digits to have in decimal places? 2. We will write 20 followed by 1. What do we get? 1025 by 100. We will divide it using 5. 5 2s are 10 and 5 5 is 25. Why had we put 0? Because there was 2 which is less than 5. And 5 2s are 10 divided by 20. Again we can write 5 4 ja 20. 5 1 ja 5 and 5 4 ja 20. 41 by 4. This can be answered, but we can write it into mixed fraction. That is 4 10 ja 40. 10 integer 1 by 4 is the required answer. I hope it is clear. Let's see one more question like it. 8th question. I ask you 5.45. What will you say? You will say 545 divided by ones, tens, hundred. Ones, tens, hundred. We can divide it using 5. 5 1 ja 5 and 5 9 ja 45 and 5 2 ja 10, 20. Now we cannot divide it. We can simply convert it into simplest form. That is 25 ja 100. We are left with 9. 5 into 9 by 20 is the required fraction. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take one more example. That is last example, 3.25. How we can write? We can simply, in all the above questions, 325 divided by ones, tens, 100. We can divide it using 5. 5 6 ja 30 and 5 5 ja 25. With 5 5 2 ja 10 and 0. Again we can divide it using 5. 5 1 ja 5. 5 3 ja 15 and 5 4s are 20. This will be your answer, or we can convert it into mixed fraction. 4 3s are 12. We are left with 3 integer 1 by 4 is the required fraction. I hope it is clear to everyone. This was all example regarding methods of converting a decimal into fraction. Now we will study converting a fraction into decimal. Now we will study converting a fraction into decimal. Now we will study how we can convert a fraction into decimal. We will again see first of all steps. What are the steps we can follow for the conversion of fractions into decimal? Steps. First step, divide the numerator by the denominator till a non-zero remainder is obtained. First of all, we will divide the numerator with denominator till a non-zero remainder is obtained. Till we get a non-zero remainder, we keep on dividing. Until we get a non-zero number, we will keep on dividing. Step 2. Step 2. Put a decimal point in the dividend as well as in the quotient. We will put zeros in dividend and quotient as well wherever necessary. I'll teach you. Step 3. Put a 0 on the right of the decimal point in the dividend as well as on the right of the remainder. We will follow the same traditional method which we follow for division. There is nothing going to change. We will follow all the same steps. Put a 0 on the right of the decimal point in the dividing as well as on the right side of remainder. I'll make you clear all the steps. Step 4. Divide again just as we do in whole numbers. The same division will be done as we do in whole numbers. And the last step, that is step 5, repeat steps 3 and 4 till the remainder is 0. This was all the steps. Now let's see one time again steps. What is the first step? Divide the numerator by a denominator till a non-zero remainder is obtained. First of all, we will divide the numerator with a denominator till a non-zero remainder is obtained. What does this mean? जब तक zero ना आ जाए, we will keep on dividing. Step 2, put a decimal point in the dividend as well as in the quotient, like we divide in all other division questions. When we cannot divide, we put a 0 after decimal in the quotient so that we can bring 0 in the dividend part. Put a 0 on the right side of the decimal point in the dividend as well on the right side of the remainder. Whatever the remainder we get, we will bring the same digit from the dividend to the remainder. Divide again just as we do in the whole number. Like we divide in whole number, we will again divide using the same method in decimals also. Repeat step 3 and 4 till the remainder is 0. We will keep on dividing until we get remainder in we get 0 in remainder. So these are all the steps which we will follow, and kindly note down all the steps. By I'm giving you 2 minutes of time. Kindly note down all the steps, and then after we will see questions on this particular topic, that is conversion of fraction into decimal. Step 1, step 2. Quickly. Step 3, 4, 5. I hope you all have noted down. Now we will see examples. Now we will see question on how we can convert fraction into decimal. Converting a fraction into decimals. Examples. Let's take first question, that is 27 by 4. What we will do? We will divide 27 with 4. 4 will divide 27. 4 6 ja 24. What we are left with? We are left with 3. We will write point over here, as 4 cannot divide 3. What do we get after putting a point over here? We get 0. 4 7 ja 28. We are left with 2. 4 will not divide 2, but we have point over here, so we can put 0. 4 5 are 20. So this is the required decimal form of our question 27 by 4. Let's take other example. 2 integer 5 by 8. First of all, we will convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. 8 2 ja 16. 16 plus 5 21. 21 by 8. Now we will divide 21 using 8. 8 will divide 21. 8 2 ja 16. What we are left with? We are left with 5. We will put a point over here. What do we get? 0. 8 6 ja 48. What we are left with? 2. Now we have point over here. We can write 0. 8 2 ja 16. We are left with 4. We have again point over here. We will write 0. 8 5 ja 40. Remainder 0 or cut. What do we get? 2.625. This is the decimal form of our question 2 integer 5 by 8. Let's take other example. Example 3, and that is 25 by 8. The same thing, we will divide 25 with 8. 8 2 ja 16. Sorry, 8 3 ja 24. What we are left? We are left with 1. We can write point over here. What do we get? 0. 8 1 ja 8. We are left with 2. Since we have point over here, we can put 0. 8 2 ja 16. We are left with 4. Since we have point over here, we can write 0. 8 5 ja 40. 3.125. This is the decimal form of our question 25 by 8. Let's take last example, that is 17 by 20. How we can do? We will simply divide 17 using 20. We cannot divide 17 using 20. We will put a point over here. What do we get? 0. Then 170 will be divided by 20. We can write 8 times 8 2 ja 16. 160. What we are left with? We are left with 10. Now since we have decimal over here, we can put a 0. 25 ja 100. What do we get? 0.85, or we can write 0.85. This is the required decimal form of our question 17 by 20. So this was all regarding the conversion of fractions into decimals. In the upcoming video classes, we will learn about addition and subtraction of decimals. Till then, thank you all. Have a good day. Thank you.